Ja Rule is getting blasted online for saying there were no female MCs out until Nicki Minaj came. What up, world? It's your boy Charles Brown back again talking fact. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Okay, so I know when you're doing an interview, right? You get kind of under the gun and you say things that you might not necessarily have fully thought out, right? And I think that's what happened with Ja Rule. Ja Rule was on a interview for the Shade Room. I believe it was the Shade Room podcast. And he said some stuff that got it got people kind of a little upset, little in a tizzy. Because it's kind of wild. And when you, I know what he's trying to say. I'm gonna try to break down what he was trying to say. And even if he was trying to say what I'm about to tell you, he's still wrong. But I want to talk about this. So let me read from this article. Ja Rule is under scrutiny for comments he made about the discussion on female rappers and Nicki Minaj dominating that sector in hip-hop due to a lack of competition. Ja Rule explained, quote, I think Nicki gets her proper praise. Her place in the game is solidified. It's solid. There were no female MCs out and about until Nicki came back out. Before her, the last one was like Lauryn Hill. Ja Rule then credited Nicki for reopening the door for the current influx of female rappers, and he went on to name some of the biggest female rap pioneers. Quote, and before her was like Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, MC Lyte, and before her is even further back. The female MC, they're having a run like they've never had before. To me, in my opinion, Nicki reopened that door. While many agreed with Nicki opening the door for new female rappers, some criticized Ja Rule for leaving out the likes of Lil' Kim, Missy Elliott, Trina, Remy Ma, Eve, and Foxy Brown. Ja Rule has not yet responded to the criticism. So, what I did, right, first before I even explain what I think he's trying to say, I want to go on a limb, right, and I want to talk about female MCs at that time. So apparently Nicki Minaj, she was doing her thing from 2004 all the way up to, before she popped, she didn't pop until 2010. She was in a couple groups and she's on a couple labels, signed to a couple different people, dropped some this and that and the third. But she didn't really pop. Her first mixtape, I believe they said it was 2009, something like that. But she didn't really pop till she signed on Young Money. Let's just be honest, right? She had a couple songs, they did well, but when she got on Young Money, that's when she popped it. That's 2010. So what he's referring to was around 2010. He's trying to say there were no female rappers. Not even 2010, because he said before her, right? So I want to get into before Nicki Minaj, right? So I dug up a list. And there were plenty of female rappers before, during, and after Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj still ain't done. But I want to talk about this. You got, first on the list, Rod Digger was out. Rod Digger dropped in 2000. Her album, Dirty Harriet. Rod Digger was one of the, she was expected to be the next one to blow. I really don't know, be honest, what happened with Rod Digger. There's that. She was running with Busta and you know, all kind of things happened. I believe Flip Mode Squad kind of fell apart to a degree, and I think that happened to be a real big dent in her own career because she was a part of that Flip Mode Squad. So I don't know if Flip Mode Squad kind of falling apart actually made Rod Digger's career go down, but Rod Digger was one of them rappers. Her album, like I said, came on 2000. Lil' Kim, 2000, dropped Notorious K.I.M. Lil' Kim was around since the 90s, right? I don't think that between Latifah, there was this big void of no rappers, no females, right? And I get it. You're under the gun. You doing an interview. This chick asking you, about Nicki Minaj out of nowhere. You didn't have time to prepare. But at the end of the day, even in a rush interview, I don't think you can say after Queen Latifah and MC Lyte came Nicki Minaj. That's like 20 years. That's like 20 years difference between MC Lyte and Nicki Minaj. So in your wildest scenario, in your most off day, you can't say that it was from Queen Latifah, Salt Pepper, MC Lyte, and then Nicki Minaj. Right? Like the article said, where's Eve? Where's Trina? Where's Missy Elliott? Where's Remy Ma? Where's Foxy Brown? Where's Little Kim? Like, what are we talking about? So this is why people were upset. We had other female rappers. I just named the top ones. Eve and people like that, Missy Elliott. We had many female rappers. We had Jean Grey, right? We had MIA, for what that's worth. I don't know about. I wasn't really listening to MIA. But we had so many rappers. Gangsta Boo. We had Kia, for what that's worth, right? Trina. You know what I'm saying? So it was so many female rappers that for Ja Rule to say Nicki Minaj opened the door when she came back out. But I know what he's trying to say. I know what he's trying to say. And let me help Ja out. Let me help you out, Ja. What he's trying to say, and he failed at it, right? Because he's dead wrong when he says there were no female rappers. What he's trying to say is there was no female rappers on top until Nicki came back and took over that position. It was a vacant void position. Remy Ma had got locked up. She did, I believe, 7 to 9 years in prison. So Remy Ma couldn't defend that or claim that throne because she was locked up. Foxy Brown went whatever direction Foxy Brown had went, but it wasn't musically, right? So she wasn't able or willing to defend that crown and take it. Little Kim was going through a whole lot of stuff with court and trying to find her place in hip hop, right? And I'm going to be quite honest. A lot of her attention diverted to fashion and her legacy. It wasn't about the making new music. It started turning into, let me live off this old music because people not really into my stuff like that. By 2009, 2010, Lil' Kim really wasn't even rapping like that. Let's just be honest. Now, she's made music since then. After Nicki dropped, she came back and did her thing, and they had their little back and forth, right? But we honestly, when it comes to basically just who could have held that down, what he's trying to say is nobody had a foot on the game like Nicki did. When Nicki came back, her I'm not gonna say reign, right? But it is a reign. Her reign was so undisputable. Like for a good 6-7 years, it was nobody was gonna breathe. And she wasn't letting nobody breathe either. Let's be honest. What he's trying to say is there was nobody running that lane like that, right? What he's trying to say is like a Eminem. There's no other white rappers. There's a bunch of white rappers, but nobody is on the level of Eminem. They never have, and they never will be, right? You got your G-Eazys, and you got your, what's his name, Post Malones, and you got a bunch of rappers that's making their money, but they don't shake rap up like Eminem does as far as white rappers go. And that's what he's trying to say, but he said it poorly because the facts was just wrong. There were other female rappers. Jean Grey been putting in work for actual years, right? Actual years. And there's a whole bunch of other ones we can name that's right now with Nicki, right? For what it's worth, Iggy Azalea, Azalea Banks, No Name, Rhapsody, Cardi B, Tierra Whack, Rico Nasty, Lil Sims out of UK. I don't really listen to her stuff, but I am going to give it a shot. Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat. I'm not a person that says Doja Cat's a rapper, but people say that is what it is. I just don't say that. Young M.A., Cupcake, you know what I'm saying? Princess Nokia. Just a bunch of females that's doing their thing right now. So I don't know if Ja Rule really was trying to say that that Nicki Minaj was the only one, but what he meant was that she brought it back to a glamour. She brought it back to a place where it was understood there's only one female that's ahead of everyone else. She had the muscle at the time, and that's what he's trying to say. A lot of people don't acknowledge that it's a lot of other female rappers that it coexist with Nicki Minaj. Really, no one was able to coexist with her because for one, she wouldn't let you. She wasn't doing no features or nothing like that. And for two, the fans only allowed one on top. And then when Cardi came, she started challenging her for the thing. She didn't even want to challenge her. She just wanted to eat. But everybody pitted. Whoever started to rise got automatically pit against Nicki. And she ate that She ate that up and fed right into the beef, and it became a thing where it was always somebody you had to beef with her. You couldn't be with her. Y'all couldn't do it together. It had to be one or the other. And I think what he's trying to say is what public perception feels is that you can't sit up there with Nicki. There is nobody up there on her. You either got to beef with her, knock her down, or you just got to let her eat and let her hold the whole thing. Now, a lot of these females like Lotto and a couple other people, they're not really going for all that no more. They're coming to get that top spot, and if they got to beef with her or be friends with her, it's either or, right? So I think Ja Rule has been in the game long enough to make a statement and get a little. We can give him a little, not a little pass, but we can give him some like leeway on it. All right, we get it. You was under the gun. You didn't have time to prepare. But at the end of the day, it's a false statement because there's a lot of females spitting before she came, during the time she came, after she came. She just appeared to make the most money at it and appeared to be the go-to feature person because it was nobody really doing it like that before her except Lil' Kim and Foxy. So what he's trying to say is that when Foxy and Lil' Kim fell out of the game, there was a big void for a long time. And that is true. Now, were there no females? He used the word no females. No, that is not true. So, again, Ja Rule is wrong. I understand what he was trying to say. The perception of the public was that there weren't any, but there were plenty. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG.com. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
CLB.